Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Tell Me a Story. So today I bring you another pilot review. This time it's Tell Me a Story, and yeah, let's jump right into it. So this show is based on some fairy tales, but with like a dark twist to it. So this is a psychological thriller type of show, and this is set in modern day New York, and this first season follows three different fairy tales: the Three Little Pigs, Red Riding Hood, and Hansel and Gretel. This show is categorized, or the premise of the show says that this is about love, loss, greed, revenge, and murder. And you can clearly see this last part in this first episode. So, yeah. There's always a reason why I want to watch some shows. And one of the reasons why I wanted to watch this show was Paul Wesley. You might know Paul Wesley from Vampire Diaries, but in the show he plays Eddie, and he is part of the Three Little Pigs storyline fairy tale. Then there's also Danielle Campbell, who plays Kayla Sharman. She's part of the Red Riding Hood storyline. And then there's also Kim Cattrall, who plays Colleen Sherman, which is the grandma of Danielle Campbell's character. Actually, I didn't know the name of this actress, but then after watching her, I believe she's from Sex and the City, which I thought was funny because Sex and the City is based in New York, if I'm not mistaken, and this show is set in New York, so it's just a fun, like, Easter egg, something special they've put into it. And then there's also James Walk, who I don't know, but he plays Jordan Evans, and I believe he's like the main character of the show. At least that's what it looked to me from this first episode. The show is based on a Mexican television series called Eras una vez. Yeah, my Spanish is amazing. And this remake, the Tell Me a Story show, is from CBS All Access, which, from what I've seen, is kind of like a more mature version of CBS. I'm not really into all that, like what type of shows are from which network. I don't really care. I know the shows from CW. So the CW is basically the only channel, network, whatever, that I know and that I follow, and I kind of know their type of shows. But apart from the CW, I don't really know what type of shows are from which like channel. Obviously I know Netflix, but yeah, I don't really pay attention to that. I watch a show if I like the show, and me being from Portugal, I don't really care. I don't even have those channels, so I just watch the shows online and stuff. So, but yeah, it is from CBS All Access, and you can clearly see that this is a more mature version of some shows, because besides having blood and stuff like that, because like I've just mentioned, it is murder and stuff, there's also a lot of nudity. Not like frontal nudity, but back you can see a lot of butts in the show. Actually a lot. Mainly guys. I don't think in this first episode there was like nudity from girls, but yeah, there's nudity in this show. So yeah, but the main, like the top main reason why I wanted to watch this show was actually Kevin Williamson is the executive producer of the show. I also think he wrote, at least this episode he wrote, that was in the credits. And I don't know if he also directed it, I don't know, but he created the show. It was his idea to make this show or this remake. And he was also the producer and the creator of the Vampire Diaries. So, you know, I wanted to watch the show because I love Vampire Diaries, and I thought, coming from him, this should be a good show. Now on to my actual thoughts on the episode. You know, I always talk about cinematography, but this time there wasn't really like an outstanding cinematography. This is your usual TV series cinematography. There wasn't like anything special to it, but what I liked was the story. Like, there are these 3 different fairy tales in modern day, and I think the way they've put them and that they intertwined them was really clever. It wasn't messy or anything. You can clearly see there's 3 different stories, and then there's one character that pops up in, like, with characters from the other story. There's like stuff that intertwines the storylines, and I think that was really clever. Something else that I really enjoyed was the opening credits. Like, these opening credits are amazing, and a lot of people talked about the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina opening credits. A lot of people thought they were great, but I actually think these ones are better, mainly because I really wasn't expecting these opening credits. Usually the show just have like opening title with the name of the show and that's it, but no, this has like really an opening credit with the name of all the actors and everything. Something else that I need to point about the show is that there's no supernatural stuff in this. You might think that being from like based on fairy tales and being a psychological thriller, there was some supernatural elements to it, but no, at least not in this first episode, and from what I've read and from what I've seen the actors and producers talking about, there won't be anything supernatural in the show, which kind of like, it's not my usually thing. I don't really watch like true stuff. I'm more into fantasy and the supernatural and horror stuff, but I actually got really surprised with this. This is like really true to life. In general, there's stuff that really happen on a day-to-day basis, and I would say that this is all really believable, even though this is based on fairy tales, which is odd but nice at the same time. But I do hope it gets darker. You know, I'm all about dark stuff and horror and blood and all that stuff, and I just think shows that are based on fairy tales need a twist to it, and I think it needs to get darker. This is already like kind of heavy, and it's different because it's a fairy tale in the modern day and not in a Once Upon a Time way. I didn't really watch much of Once Upon a Time, but I can tell you this isn't it. This is just based on fairy tales, but not like actual fairy tales. So this just happens in modern day, which is already a twist, but I hope they twist it a little bit more and make it darker and heavier, because I think this is what the show needs. It is already good, but I hope it gets darker. Also, I hope I get to see more of Paul Wesley, because it wasn't really on this episode. It was like in the very beginning of the episode, but it wasn't much in it, so I hope I get to see more of him, because he is one of the main reasons why I'm watching the show. So I love him and I hope I get to see more of him. And before I finish this, I just want to say that I think my favorite part of this first episode was the Red Riding Hood storyline, the storyline with Danielle Campbell. It really surprised me. I wasn't expecting this type of story. I wasn't expecting her character to be the way it is, and I think it was the storyline that surprised me the most. Like, I really wasn't expecting what happened, and I'm curious to see more of it. So, in conclusion, I always do this, so did I like the episode? I know it's obvious that I really liked it. I loved it. It got me really surprised. I didn't expect where it went. Yeah, it just blew me away, and I'm really excited for more episodes. And do I recommend it? Yes. I think this is for a more mature audience, but I do recommend it to basically everyone, because there's Paul Wesley and Danielle Campbell in it, and I know that the people that watched Vampire Diaries and the originals are going to watch this show. And if you think about it, the people that watched Vampire Diaries from the beginning, just like I did, they have grown up as well. So now this show is for them. The Vampire Diaries was for them in that age, and now this is for them in the age that they are now. So I think this was really clever, and I do recommend it to basically anyone. So yeah guys, these are my thoughts on Tell Me a Story. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Are you going to keep watching it? Are you going to watch the pilot after watching this video? And yeah, let me know everything in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in the next video.